Anyway, welcome to Two's Company Three's a podcast, Newcastle's #1 film, TV and gaming podcast. If you're bored after work, find a hobby. My name is Dylan, and as always, with my co-host
Mitchell, you better grab your Nokia or a Nextel cellular telephone and dial us up because it's time for 2C3 Pod. Lightning McQueen! Intro! I forgot that's now my job! I'm just looking at it like, Dylan, hit the cue.
I'm just like, looking at you. Yeah,
Mitchell, hit the cue. Alright. You don't trust anyone, that's your problem. I trust my barber.
Me? Is that something I've said before?
Probably, but...
Jake the Barber, shout out. Legend, absolute legend. I don't know.
That is Peter Parker and J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man 1, 2002.
I trust my barber.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I trust my barber.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think of something that he says in that movie that's like, that's outside of Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, well, my favourite thing that he's...
perfect fucking... What's his...
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, yeah.
Absolutely.
Wait,
but
no. J.K. Simmons is the perfect J. Jonah Jameson, is what I was trying to say. Because I get them mixed up as in like...
vice versa. Yeah. I mean, that is the best of both worlds. But my favourite quote from him in that movie isn't even a quote from that movie. It's a meme. It's like, what's your favourite type of rice, Peter?
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Ben's.
Uncle Ben's.
I love that so much. Anyway.
Welcome everybody to Two's Company Three's a podcast. It's a wonderful Wednesday. We've got a bit of news as such. When we mean news, we really just mean what we've saw on the internet and our opinions on those articles, essentially.
Or as I like to call it, news.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also have a few reviews of things that we've watched this week, of course, leading up to this episode. But we will also see you as well on Friday for a trailer pod.
Oh, 100%, man. A stacked one at that. We've got too many trailers. I had to add a new list.
Oh, wow. Too many. Yeah.
Exactly. Too many indeed. But so Wednesday, of course, news coming up, and then fresh reviews of what we've been watching at home. But we're probably about 2 weeks away from being able to bring back DTCR, which I'm so excited about. Which, if you're new to the podcast, thank you for joining us. Does the cinema, which we cannot wait to get back into.
Hopefully there's not going to be any more spikes with everything that's going on the planet right now, which we won't bring up.
At least not in Australia. Please, everybody in Australia, just keep it calm. It's all coming back now. I mean, pubs have reopened now.
Oh, man. I saw somebody at the pub the other day. I didn't go there, sorry. I was driving past and I saw that the car park was full. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then I saw people sitting in like the smokers area. So I was like, I could have a beer from a schooner glass again.
I know, but
that's all I've been wanting for like 6 months, it feels like.
The thing
and that's not even something that I did regularly beforehand.
That's what I mean. I think I've been out once this year, maybe, to like a pub or something like that. And then all of a sudden when it's taken away, even though I go out maybe 3 or 4 times a year, I was just like, why do I want to do that now? Like, why do I need this so much? Even though it wasn't part of my routine.
You don't realise what you've got until it's taken away.
And then again, like, as in I was upset about that because it was taken away, but then I'm getting the fucking itchy scratchies because I can't go to the fucking movies.
Yeah.
Like, that's been killing me more than anything. As I keep telling people, nothing in my life has changed because I still work, still have the kids just as much, if not more. Yep. And I can't go to the movies. That's the only thing that's changed. Like, but poor me, right? I mean, the GoFundMe link is below.
To make up for the money, so that way you can just go like 5 or 6 times within the first opening day. It's going to be like $100 there.
I plan on just going to like the first session 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m.
Just go to the cinema and be like, hey, so what movies are playing in this particular cinema for the entire day? So I don't have to lose my seat and I don't have to leave. Stay in the same seat the entire day.
I'll lift my feet when they bring the little sweepy broom up. It's all good. I won't move.
I've got not to drop any popcorn.
I've got a piss bucket. But just before we get into it, bit of homework as you named it last week.
Yes.
Social medias, of course, at 2C3 Pod, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit us up there. Comments and stuff. Let us know what you think.
Links are all down below.
Of course.
Make sure you're listening to this on your preferred platform. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere else. And, of course, YouTube.
Big Summer Blowout.
You can also support the show as well over at tpublic.com. We've got a bit of merchandise there. And redbubble.com. I'm pretty sure it's still active. But also Patreon.
But just search 2C3 Pod on all of those things, of course. But Patreon, like you said, 3 very affordable tiers. You get a little bit of goodies for yourself and it helps the show out. Good goodies, as we called them a couple of weeks ago. Yes, good goodies indeed. And we have a few wonderful patrons that we will shout out at the end of the show. So if you would like a shout out, you can do that. Or if you wanted a shout out just for free of whatever you wanted, head over to Apple Podcasts, 5 stars, whatever the review says, we're reading on air.
Yep,
Call
absolutely.
us cunts. It's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll read it.
Yeah, this podcast isn't for kids, so you can say whatever you would like. But also as well, if you do want to contact us regarding any kind of business inquiries or send us any donations of any amount, $20, $10, $10,000. Two's Company, Three's a Podcast at gmail.com is our email address if you want to contact us directly that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say hell yeah, but then I went absolutely. So absolutely. We're here, man. But all right, anyway, extra, read all about it. It's time for some news.
Yeah, sure is. Now, the first one on the list is one you put it there. Yeah. Mainly because I didn't put anything in the list this week, but it's got to do with Tiger King again. So
yes, of course. That bitch Carol Baskin.
That fucking bitch. Oh, speaking of that, last week we talked about Tiger King and Carol Baskins, and for whatever reason, this reminded me of a conversation that you and I had on air about your daughter saying, absolutely fabulous, darling, or whatever it was.
Did you see the video?
Yes, it was hilarious.
Oh my God, right? Yeah. Fabulous, darling.
Yes. Did we talk about that during our Tiger King conversation last week?
I believe so. I believe so because there's that song that the kids sing at me going, Carol Baskins, killed her husband, whacked him. Can convince me that it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's
Carol Baskin. Yeah. But anyway, so apparently she's now the inspiration for another new song.
Yeah.
Called, what was it called there?
Killer Carol.
Yeah, what a name, hey, yeah. I just like the lyrics. Was the weapon a meat grinder, a bullet, or a bat? Would a woman kill a man and feed him to a cat? Oh.
That's lyrical genius right there. Eminem eat your heart out. But according to the article...
Just printing money, man.
According to the article by Lindsay Ellison here on therap.com, Vince Johnson, the songwriter behind the music of Tiger King.
Yes.
So remember we also discussed last week that that's definitely not Tiger King, whatever his name is. What is his name?
Oh, Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic, yeah. That's definitely not him singing or playing or doing anything. Like he's just definitely the face of those music videos.
Terrible face.
The terrible, adorable face.
No, it's not adorable. He's disgusting.
He is disgusting. But yeah, so obviously Vince Johnson is obviously the guy who writes all of the music, I would assume.
Yes.
But now he's come out with a new song about Carol Baskin. It also says here, the central character in the Netflix docuseries who may or may not have killed her husband. No, this is a real person.
No, but it actually... I'm sorry to cut you off because I just read... What I read caught me off guard. It even says here, it confirms what we were just talking about. Joe Exotic, another central character in Tiger King, did not write or perform the songs he claimed to have performed.
Oh, there you go.
I saw a tiger and the others...
All is revealed on Two's Company, Three's a Podcast.
Exactly, breaking news. They were actually the work from this guy and singer Danny Clinton. So Danny Clinton is the voice that you hear.
Yeah. So when you see those music videos of Joe Exotic on the top of the truck singing, I saw Tiger, Tiger Soul Man. If he was singing, he would sound like this, wouldn't he?
Exactly. Yeah. I saw Tiger.
And Tiger saw man. Tigers rubbed
Fuck you, Carol Baskin.
Tigers rubbed balls in my face.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, so there's a new song if you want to check that out. The Vince Johnson Band, Killer Carol. They've got an album due out this summer, which in Australia is a month away in... It's our winter. God, opposites.
Yeah.
But
so everybody over in America and everywhere on the other side of the planet, essentially, I hope you're having a nice warm summer while we're having a very cold winter here. It hasn't been too bad weather-wise, but...
it's getting nippy, man.
It is getting a bit nippy. But with going off this regarding Vince Johnson and whoever writes the music, I know that, people I know personally who wouldn't normally listen to any kind of country music of any kind of nature... listen to the fuck out of like the Tiger King music, just simply going off that TV show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not even that good. I mean, full credit to the guys who wrote and performed it, but still.
Yeah, but they weren't writing it for him for it to be a massive hit. Like they were just writing it like for him. Like
it was comedy fodder to them, honestly.
Yeah.
Surely they looked at it and went, oh God, this is what he wants.
Just like Tiger King's or Joe Exotic's campaign manager, like I discussed last week, I don't think anybody took any of this seriously except for him. And Carol Baskins. Carol fucking Baskins.
Carol fucking. You got to remember her middle name. But no, absolutely, man. But either way, I just can't believe that there's almost every week a new bit of news about Tiger King.
Yeah.
The world has still not settled down.
And you know what? I couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah.
Because, we talked about the Nicolas Cage adaptation, which may or may not be on the horizon, which I'm hoping fingers crossed it is.
Jesus Christ.
That would be amazing. And the fact that now there's more news circulating about this means there's more to
keeps
add.
It relevant as well.
Not only that, it keeps it relevant because, obviously once the TV series, it kind of ended, but it didn't conclude, did it? Like it stopped at a point. He went to prison. They had
because that was supposed to be the end of the story.
Yeah.
He went to prison. Carol won in the sense that she still had her It's a zoo. Get over it. Had her zoo. Doc Antle got investigated, or like we don't know what happened there, but I believe his place is still open and running. So they might have been investigating for something else. Who knows? But there's more and more just coming out now. Now Carol owns both of them. Yeah. You know,
and because of the popularity of the TV show, I think that's what's really escalated the news surrounding this and everybody's awareness of it. So now every time we get something new about it, if the TV show didn't happen and we saw, Vince Johnson wrote a song called Killer Carol, we would be like, I don't fucking care.
No,
but because of the TV show and how fucking batshit crazy it was, everybody cares about this now. So.
He's probably making bank now, so good for him.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah. All right, man. A bit of news will transition that you put into.
Yes, I did. I was very excited because one of the news articles you put in there is from a website which we will not name, which is notorious for completely. I'm skipping that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Because the one that I did want to replace it with is every week we like to include something for the horror fans because you and I are both massive horror fans. I think you're more of a fan of the classic horror films, you know, like Evil Dead, Hellraiser, Freddy Krueger. I nearly fucked that up again.
Freddy Voorhees and Jason Krueger. Yes.
No, I nearly said Freddie Mercury like I did in that episode many, many, many moons ago.
Darling.
Anyway.
Yes.
Empire Online had an interview with Bruce Campbell, and he let it slip that Evil Dead 4 or another Evil Dead film is actually on the way, and it has a director.
Is it Sam Raimi?
No. So Sam Raimi has picked the director. I'll see if I can find it in the article. So speaking to Empire in the Heroes issue, Ash himself, aka the ever-groovy Bruce Campbell, opened up about the latest development around the new film. These are his words verbatim. Yeah. We are just getting off the phone with Lee Cronin, who is writing and directing the next Evil Dead. So Lee Cronin, we're going to have a quick Google of who he is, but it's called Evil Dead Now. And apparently Sam Raimi handpicked him to do this movie. So he apparently did a movie called A Hole in the Ground, which Sam Raimi was a huge fan of. So he reached out to him and handpicked him to write and direct the new Evil Dead film. So that's what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. That was fresh off the press as of today, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's fantastic, man. Yeah, the Hole in the Ground. I've just looked him up now.
Yep.
Was his feature film debut. So debut. Why would I not remember that word? He'd done 2 episodes of The Master Plan, and he has just most recently done 1 episode of 50 States of Fright. Outside of that, he's only done short films and a segment in Minutes Past Midnight in 2016. So he's not a well-versed director, as his resume isn't huge, but The Hole in the Ground must be one we really need to check out because...
If he's being hemmed by someone like Sam Raimi to be like, hey, take this franchise.
That's right. And that film got the attention of somebody like Sam Raimi. I mean, that's huge, man. But hey, so what Bruce said is this is going to be a number 4. This is not going to be a new reboot.
I know that there was plans to make a sequel to the Evil Dead reboot, essentially. And that was then considered a canon sequel to the original Evil Dead series, where Ash Williams was going to come back and join whatever the girl's name is in the last one, and then they were going to move forward on their adventures. So whether this is going to be a direct number 4 or a continuation of the last Evil Dead, or it's going to be a complete reboot or a side story, or a continuation of Ash vs. Evil Dead, which I doubt it. No. I don't know, but they could essentially converge.
I was going to say this could be a 4th, a sequel, and a reboot in one.
Yeah. You know how we've all talked about, Terminator and Halloween?
Yes.
Like, Evil Dead could just do it all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an open book right now.
Yeah,
so
no, that's exactly right. And even the remake that they did have, nothing from Evil Dead or Sam Raimi or this franchise or Ash vs. Evil Dead has disappointed me.
No. Because Ash vs. Evil Dead was fucking unreal.
Ash vs. Evil Dead is amazing, but even the Evil Dead reboot, I think it did it like with enough respect and had enough practical effects that I was like, good, he's sticking with tradition and it served its purpose well. So I if they say it's a sequel, okay. If they say it's a 4th, fuck yeah. If they say it's from Ash vs. Evil Dead, why not?
Yeah, if it's an amalgamation of all those things.
If they say it's a brand new one that's not going to touch on any of the old ones, okay. Yeah. Like, I'm all about this. I love this franchise, so why the fuck not?
Yeah. And if
Bruce Campbell is in it.
That would top it off. I think that would be the cherry on the top, because he has recently said, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where he said he's done with Ash Williams.
Yes.
Whether as we said, whether he's actually directly involved, it wouldn't be surprising to me if he's not in the film.
Yeah.
But it would be very surprising to me if he's not at least credited as producer.
Yes.
Because I know that he produced Ash vs. Evil Dead as well as obviously starred in.
Yeah.
And I know him and Sam Raimi were producers of Evil Dead 2014 or 13, whatever that film was. So it wouldn't surprise me that he's involved somehow.
Oh, he'll at least be there as some kind of advising capacity or something like that.
But a producer as such. Yeah.
Exactly, that's right. So either way, man, I'm very excited for that. And 100% all about it.
It also brings me up. It brings up another sort of memory, essentially, about a young up and coming director, which has been given an opportunity to take in a franchise and just bring to a new light. Yeah, you're right. Abe Forsyth. Now, this is something that I only found out yesterday, but this news came about November last year, 2019. I'm not sure if we talked about this on the podcast. It may have been just before we started this podcast, essentially, but RoboCop was going to get a sequel, not the 2014 version, the original version from Neil Blomkamp, the guy who's responsible for District 9.
Yes.
And
I think we touched on it once.
Yeah.
So we did.
I think we talked about, I may have mentioned the fact that it's no longer going ahead, or at least it's been shifted. I know that Neil Blomkamp posted a Twitter post saying that he's no longer involved because MGM want to get a move on with it, and he was pushed back or whatever. So we already knew that Neil Blomkamp was out. But the cool thing that's related to Lee Cronin and Evil Dead is that a young up-and-coming Australian film and television actor, director, writer, producer named Abe Forsyth was given the job for RoboCop Returns. So he's 38 years old, hailing from Sydney, Australia, and he's one of the writers of Little Monsters, a film that you've watched, which you'll be talking about later on.
Spoilers?
Spoiler alert. Yeah, So I only found this out yesterday because I was watching RoboCop 1 on the weekend, over the long weekend. I thought, hold on a minute, what's happening with RoboCop Returns? Because when I found out Neil Blomkamp was on it, even Peter Weller, the original actor, said, if Neil Blomkamp's making this film, I'm in. But if he's not in, I'm out. So there's no news as to where it's up to in its production stage, but I do know that Abe Forsyth is now the penned director. Young bloke from Australia, which is cool.
That's amazing, man. Look at that, man. You just got yourself added to the hit list.
Yeah, for sure.
The two-seater pod hit list. Absolutely, yeah. So 38 years old and from Sydney, Australia, and he's got the helm behind that. So Little Monsters must have impressed. We'll find out later in the episode.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, Little Monsters is only a fairly new... fairly new film, and he's only done a few things prior to that. And like a lot of people were sort of speculating, like... I went onto his Twitter account to see what the talk was essentially surrounding RoboCop and his involvement. And a lot of people are having the same complaints as they always did. They're going, they trusted Neil Blomkamp, the guy who did fucking District 9 and Elysium, those kind of films, which are basically modern day Paul Verhoeven RoboCop style films.
Essentially, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like identically, what's the word I'm looking for? The identity, of those films is very transcendent of classic Paul Verhoeven films, just maybe with a more serious tone to them.
Yes.
And then for him to leave and then for them to actually helm this young guy to do it, everyone's on Twitter and all that were kind of going, why don't they just leave it alone? Why don't they just leave it alone? Just like they did with the last version. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm keen to see what someone who's brand new to this will do. Dude, he hasn't made a really science fiction action film prior to this, nothing at least to like Neil Blomkamp standard.
Yeah, you want me to jump into Little Monsters early, man, because I really want to talk about it, but I didn't realize this segue was coming so well, but I'll wait.
What I mean by that is, from what I can see in his film history, he hasn't made a Chappie or a District 9 or anything that is resembling RoboCop at all.
No.
That's what I mean. Little Monsters, I don't expect fucking big robots to come out and shoot.
No, 100% you're on the money there, but I will just say, did you see what his directing debut was, like feature film-wise?
Is that
It was one that I saw... Yeah, Ned. Have you seen it?
Ned Kelly.
Yeah, I remember seeing this when I worked at the video store. Did you know I worked at a video store?
No, I didn't. Tell me more, please.
No, but I remember seeing this DVD when I worked there and that. And I just love the fact that it's a comedy about Ned Kelly, and the slogan for it is "Hero, Lover."
Chris Lilly's in that film.
Yeah. Hero, but the tagline for it, "Hero, Lover, Dickhead." Like, it's just so Australian. So, and
we say up and coming. That film was 2003, so he's been around the block in the Australian cinematic landscape for a long time.
But think about that, man. He's 38. He made that film when he was 21.
Fuck you, man.
But at the same time, though, he didn't then immediately get a big break. There was 6 years between his next short film and then short film, a couple of episodes of a TV show, short film, one episode.
He's worked hard to get where he is.
Exactly. He's worked hard, and this is the break. And we could be talking about right now, and you could be listening to breaking news, essentially, that he could be the next James Wan.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
could be over in Hollywood in a couple of years with a franchise under his belt, and bam, off he goes.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
RoboCop Returns, when and if it ever does arrive,
Dude.
it harkens back to the original, which it's planning to do.
Yeah.
And it's fucking bonkers, which is
Absolutely.
what I would want out of this, you know, and it may take off from there. So
Yeah.
kudos to this guy. I wish him all the best with his future in the
Yeah.
film franchise and just other films in general. But as you mentioned, I mentioned, sorry, you did watch Little Monsters, and you'll be reviewing that later in the episode.
Most certainly will be. And you almost did. Should have clicked on
I
it because
know.
it connects even more now.
I know, I should have watched it, but
Add it
now
to your
I
list.
know
Add it to the
it's
list.
on the list. I'll be watching it tomorrow. Don't you
Yeah.
worry about that. But yeah, I wanted to say that.
No, absolutely, and I'm glad you did, because I saw the name Abe Forsyth when I was watching Little Monsters, but I had no idea who it was. I didn't look it up.
Yeah,
So
well, there you
yeah,
go. Yeah.
fuck yeah, absolutely, man.
Cool.
All right, what do we got next on the Dinkery-Doo list?
You said that, speaking of James Wan,
Oh, absolutely.
speaking of the big dick swingers around
Yes.
here, the new film Malignant has been pushed back to 2021.
Yes. Unfortunately, my boy James Wan's new film Malignant has been pushed back. His fiance Ingrid Bizu, she announced on Twitter that she's been getting a lot of questions because she's directly involved with it as well, and she thought she'd just address it and say that when all of the scheduling conflicts in the world happened a couple of months ago, that just got put on pause.
It got
so
crushed,
it was filmed and completed. They were in post-production.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
Okay.
thought it was pre-production when we were talking about it and stuff, but no,
it's
like
done.
post-production they're up to now. So that just got put on pause. They haven't restarted post-production yet. So with that being said, she said it's not coming out at the end of the year like it was going to be.
It says here
Now
it
it's
was
been pushed
initially scheduled for August 14. That's
Yep.
earlier than I expected it to
No,
be.
100%.
Here.
I
Yeah.
swear they started principal photography in like November, December.
Maybe James Wan is just such a professional. He just knows how to get shit done.
Oh, dude, have you seen his IMDb and what he's got in the fucking works right
I think
now?
we talked about this a little while ago. Or we talked with somebody. Maybe it was
it's
The Rock, but
it's
still.
yeah, no, it might have been.
Yeah.
But like, as in right now, executive producer Spiral, that's
Yeah.
completed, just waiting to be released. Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, post-production. Mortal Kombat, post-production. That's filmed as well, dude.
Yeah.
Post-production. Then there's Malignant, post-production. There's Someone Inside Your House, post-production. Magic
hell.
Order, Dylan Dog, Aquaman 2, Tommy
Dylan
Knockers.
Dog?
Dylan Dog, a TV series he's the executive producer for.
Okay.
Pre-production.
Interesting.
And then we've got Aquaman 2, The Tommy Knocker, The Nun 2, The Crooked Man, and Aquaman, King of Atlantis mini-series.
I wonder if
Fucking hell, James
I wonder
Wan,
if
settle
some
down.
of those towards the end there are legitimate, because I know that there's usually speculation.
Oh, the last 5 are announced, but we know
Yeah.
that Aquaman 2 is going to
Yeah, for
happen.
sure.
We
Yeah.
know that Tommy Knockers is going to happen because I've seen an article about that.
Yeah.
Like,
But
the Nun 2, the sequel, probably going to happen.
The Crooked Man,
The Crooked
we've been
Man.
talking about that. Well, the world has been talking about that one since Conjuring 2 came out, and we're still yet to see Conjuring 3, which is on the way. The Devil
That's
Made Me
right.
Do It.
But either way, those last 4 that I mentioned, they're producer roles. So he's not directly involved with,
Yeah.
all right, hurry up and get started. James is here,
So that
he's
means they
there
won't
when
be
they
any
get
good.
going. Sorry?
That means they won't be any good.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because
The Crooked Man and the Nun 2, no interest.
Yeah.
I don't want
Actually,
spin-offs from The Conjuring.
I always wanted a spin-off. I was never interested
Actually,
in
the
the Nun.
Crooked Man, was he Insidious?
No.
No, he was the Conjuring series?
Conjuring 2. He was that.
Yeah.
He was the toy in
Oh,
that.
right, yes.
That big claymation looking thing.
Yeah, of course.
When Conjuring 2 came out and there was talks of spin-offs of the characters or the monsters, essentially, like the Nun, for example.
Yes.
I was never interested in Valak the Nun.
Yeah.
Because literally they revealed in that movie, spoiler alert, shut up if you haven't seen it, to defeat her, you just have to say her name.
Oh,
It
Jesus.
gives me dominion over you, demon, and I swear we've talked about this before. So I was like, okay, that's easy.
Yep.
But the Crooked Man,
Yeah.
he was scary as fuck. He was
There you
that
go.
really tall, lanky, and he
Yeah.
almost had a claymation look to him, and I
Yeah.
loved that shit.
Yes.
I really, really fucking love stop motion animation. So
You do, you
even
do.
if it's real or not, like the Lego Movie, for example, it's traditional animation, but it's styled
That's right.
like stop motion. So I've always been really looking forward to a Crooked Man spin-off.
Yes.
But we haven't got it yet, and at the current Conjuring film slate status, I'm kind of like,
Yeah, no, exactly. That's fair.
Yeah.
But speaking of James Wan, just briefly as well, all of those that I mentioned, like I said, were producer credits.
Yep.
But in regards to his directing films that he's got Malignant that he's finished.
Yep.
The Magic Order, he's filming an episode of that TV show, which is in pre-production. And then right after that, Aquaman 2. So that's his directing slate. So he is busy, but in regards to directing, it's all good.
I don't want to spend any more than a minute on this.
Go for it.
But going from, like, with the expectation that Aquaman 2 is on the way, with obviously Jason Momoa, he'll be returning as Aquaman, of course. I wonder what type of film that will be now with HBO involved.
I'm not sure.
Because it's so far away, they have time to rewrite to reflect the events of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
That's true. They may completely change what number 2 was going to be and what it becomes. So
because Wonder Woman is a very good point. Wonder Woman is done. And what I like in the news as well regarding Malignant is that it was pushed out, and guess what took its place? As if this isn't as big of a deal as Malignant.
What?
Wonder Woman 1984.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like Malignant was like, you know what? Move out the way for her. We're going to take a bigger spot. That's the way I read it. Anyway, it's just
I hope that's the way that it's read. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. You mentioned earlier, before we get into our sponsor, we've got 5 minutes before we do that. You mentioned that
I should have told you off air, man, but by the way, he said...
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do it one more time. Just to be nice. Right. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we've passed our 10 anyway.
By far. Yes, but carry on.
I wonder if he's got any business from us.
Why are you saying that on fucking air?
Anyway.
He insulted us, man. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Not a personal thing, but it's just...
what was I saying? Yeah, you mentioned at the beginning of this piece of news that James Wan's fiancée is directly involved.
Yes, because she's the star.
Oh, okay. No, that's what I meant. Like, I know she's his fiancée,
she played, oh, God, now you're going to make me look it up, but she played a major character in, like, the last few of his films.
What's her name again?
Ingrid Bizu.
Ingrid Bizu,
yes. She was in The Nun as, like, a major thing, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actress, Malignant, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, The Nun, she was Sister Oana. Is that the main person?
Maybe. Is that the young bird?
I don't know anything. Yeah. But no, so she's a main actress in it.
That's cool. That's interesting.
Exactly. So,
cool.
So what you do if you want to be an actress is you marry a director. Simple as that.
Hasn't that been going
Apparently
on? Apparently,
she contributed the story as well for Malignant as well. So it's a joint venture between the two of them.
That's cool.
Good for them.
So last time we saw a movie like that, which kind of had a joint venture, was A Quiet Place, essentially.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, yeah, not to the same extent. I don't think Emily Blunt's she's not put any story in there.
No, she just said the words that were written on page.
Yeah, that could have been an amazing conversation that they had just laying in bed one night before they go to sleep. And she's like, hey, what if, this thing happened and he was like, oh my God, and then this? And she's like, oh, and then this? And
late night D&Ms.
Yeah, exactly. And then.
Yeah, so James Wan was like, hey, babe, I've got an idea. And she's like, well, why don't you do this? And it's like, oh, done.
He's like, whoa, stop. All right, I'm not sleeping for 6 days.
Next on the list is The Mandalorian. Now, after the massive success, that was The Mandalorian number 1.
Massive success?
Massive success, damn it. Director of The Mandalorian, which is a whole bunch of people, but mainly Jon Favreau is the main creator. You'd know him from creating Iron Man, and he's been in many films. He is happy in those films as well, yep. And I'm sure he is very happy just as a director with the success of The Lion King.
Wait, what?
He did The Lion King.
No. Is he really? Yeah. Is he fucking really? I'm looking that up.
Yeah, anyway, you've put in here in the notes that The Mandalorian Season 2 will be on schedule as they've continued filming despite the fact that everything is still kind of shut. I guess they just kind of went, you know what, fuck it, we're Disney. We're just going to pay people to get sick and we're going to fix them anyway.
Yeah, I guess so. Exactly. Why not? I mean, they've got the money to. Or, let them die and replace them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's all CGI anyway. If it's The Mandalorian's got the helmet on, it's
just
fine.
throw their widows fucking $500,000 and just go, shut up.
Just shut the fuck up.
Here, take our lunch money.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he did. He did direct The Lion King.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't like him.
I honestly think he may have been chosen to do that because of his success with visual effects films or visual effects heavy films.
Oh my God.
What?
Why did I not put it together that Jon Favreau, the guy that I recognize as an actor, is the director that I know as Jon Favreau?
What? What do you mean? They're both named Jon Favreau.
I know, and
I've
known the directing name Jon Favreau for years, and then I've seen the face of Jon Favreau acting for years, and it did not click to me that they're the same person.
Okay.
I don't know how that happened.
I know that, like, sometimes you see
he
Jon
directed
Favreau.
Elf.
Yeah.
What?
Sometimes you see Jon Favreau in a film and he's like super skinny and he's fit, and then other times you see him and he's like Jonah Hill. He's like, he just bounces back to like the big fat dude he is. That's probably understandable that you kind of got them mixed up.
I just don't understand. I'm so confused. Like, I've seen him in Wolf of Wall Street, all the Iron Mans. God, I love you, man. He was. My God! But that guy has done gold. He's made pure gold, and he's also made some crap and everything in between. He's done it all. He did the Jungle Book. Yeah. What the hell? Yep. Oh my God! So that's why he did. I would apologize, but he doesn't care. What? No, he doesn't give a fuck. I know he's listening, but he doesn't care. Yeah, I can't believe that. Big fan. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed an actual mind blow. I just cannot believe that I didn't connect those dots. Wow. But anyway, so it's Mandalorian season 2. Yeah, exactly. I closed that article because I think that was good enough gold in itself. But yeah, Mandalorian 2, anybody who's looking out for it, who's looking forward to season 2. Yes, which is me. So come October, you'll be renewing that Disney Plus subscription that we both let expire. Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't. You didn't remind me, people. Oh, yes. No, we asked you to remind me. I saw it today on my phone. The little thing is like, the little app is, it's deleted, but like, I have to re-download it. Yeah. But I'm still paying for it. I'm quickly going to check when it's due for renewal. Yeah. Well, didn't you pay the annual subscription, or did you? No. That's only Amazon that I've done. Okay. So, well, that's like yeah. But subscriptions, there it is. Are you going to cancel it now? When does it renew? I'll do it live on air. I don't give a shit. Well, I'm about to find out if it's just renewed or I'll wait. Next billing date, 11th of June. Oh, that's tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday. So, and cancel subscription. I was going to say, don't wait 2 days, get the extra month, and then cancel it. Because you're not going to use it. Cancel subscription. Disney's got a whole new man. Done. Well done, Jon Favreau. Yeah. Confirmed. There we go. Disney Plus is now cancelled. Cool. Yeah. Speaking about something that's not cancelled, though, in the news, you've put in a topic. Now it's popping up 6 times in a row. You've already cancelled. That's what happens when you mash the button. You've cancelled 6 people's subscription to Disney Plus. Some little kid at home is watching this going, oh, no, it's not working. And they're sitting there watching the numbers tick down and go, okay. Okay, we just gained another 42. It's fine. It's 42? Yeah. Exactly. They lose 6 in 5 seconds. They gain 42 in 5 seconds. Yeah, that's right. I'm sure there's a meaning to that. Jon Favreau. Yeah. Wow. Oh, man, that's going to sit with me for a while. Are you ready to move on to the next topic, or are you still hung up on Jon Favreau? We'll give it a go. Okay. What did we put next? Dark Noise is a filming gets underway in Sydney. What's this about? Now, this one I stumbled upon on IMDb, which took me by surprise because it mentioned low-budget Australian film being filmed just outside of Sydney, which is exciting as it is because it's like, a production, and it's less than 2 hours away from us. That's cool. Yeah. But then did you have a look at what the film was about? Have you got the article open? I've got the article open, but I haven't actually written through it yet. Written and directed by Clara Chong, who and produced and shot by her partner, Ben Allen. So this is another Australian collaborative by husband and wife, by the looks of it. Exactly. But it took me by surprise because I was like, oh, maybe this will do for some news. But then I heard the concept for the film, and I was very intrigued, and I cannot find it right now in the article, which is fantastic. Dark Noise. Let's have a look. That's just bringing up the article. Very good podcasting on our behalf. Dark Noise. It's fantastic. Okay. We are so... I enjoy listening to the podcast too, where all they do is just Google shit. It's right there. Yeah. Anyway, yes. So basically, like you said, yes, but the story follows a woman as she stumbles through the forest and she's listening for frogs. How sweet. But then she hears something she shouldn't have and stumbles upon a cocaine farm. Whee! Dude, that's cool. I know. Yeah. That intrigues me. And the fact that it's Australian and just down the road, I'm like, dude, we're going to see some shit we've seen. Yeah. We're going to be able to go, it's that place. Did you ever watch that terrible movie Tomorrow When the War Began? Oh, I've seen bits and pieces. I never actually sat through it. Because I read the book, and the book's great. I had to read that in school. That's fair enough. Mm-hmm. The reason I watched that film is because it was literally filmed here in Newcastle. Yeah, and there are scenes where this is going to be a very, very, very local reference, but I used to live in Medowie, which is a suburb in Newcastle, Australia. Shout out Medowie. And Raymond Terrace, even bigger. Wow, yeah. There are scenes in that film where they're just hanging out in parts of like my local town, which I recognise. There was a scene in that movie where, if I remember correctly, there's like soldiers, they're all walking along the main street, everything's
everything's on fire, the buildings are blown up, and they're walking down the main street. Yeah. That's the main street of Raymond Terrace. And I was driving down that one day going like, this is it.
Oh, yeah, I've been in Hollywood.
Basically, you know, like, it's cool that they sort of homegrown. And even one of I remember in year 11 or year 12, so I was 17 or 18 at the time, when I got to go to the Dungog Film Festival and we presented our film that we made in our digital media production.
You were the sound
I was the sound engineer,
engineer.
Yeah, yes. I held the boom mic. I didn't do anything else. That's all I did.
Oh, you genius.
Anyway.
That's an engineer credit. Wow.
Yeah.
So if I go to a construction site and hold up a 2x4, I'm like, I am an engineer of buildings.
No, you're an assistant. Because I've also done that too. It was called a trades assistant in Sydney.
A TA.
A TA, that's right. Yeah. But one of the main actors of Tomorrow When the War Began was there at that Dungog Film Festival that day, and everyone was taking photos with him, and everyone's going, look at this guy. I had no fucking idea who this man is, and I still don't remember. I got a photo.
Yeah, you did.
It's on MySpace. I even kind of look like the guy in the photo, because we had similar haircuts, but I still don't know who this guy is or where he is today. But,
dude, find it on MySpace and post it to our socials.
Okay, I'll have to go
and then tag that person and be like, hey, you still relevant?
Are you still making
and then they'll be like, are you bitch?
Are you still making relevant films in Raymond Terrace? Anyway,
that was his peak.
Dark Noise is hard to find because all we know so far is that it's on its way. But there is a lot of subjects out there when you Google Dark Noise. There was a film from 2018, which is a horror short.
No, of course,
which is in the US.
It might be based off it. Who knows? But at the same time, it caught my mind because A, it was on IMDb and local, and B, the article is from Variety, and it was online and local, because this one is one of the first productions to get back underway in Australia after the scheduling conflicts, the pandemic that's been going around. Because this one is a new production, it's not trying to claim insurance. Yeah. All of the other ones can get underway, but they're all trying to claim insurance for the lost time. Yep. There's a hold up with that. So because of that, this one has the right of way to get
They're just going, fuck it, let's just do it. Yeah.
Dude, it's Aussie cinema. We know we can do it. It's just a matter of making a good one.
And, you know, I was going to say, you know, we talked about this a few weeks ago where all Australian films involve the outback somehow. You know?
Dude, that new RoboCop film, we could almost say it's an Aussie film.
Yeah, we're fucking cool.
Yeah, well, Mortal Kombat's an Aussie film.
Mortal Kombat is an Australian film.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be very fucking cool.
You know, like, we'll always grab onto things like that.
You need extras, Abe Forthos? I'm fucking there, mate. Like, you don't have to pay me shit. I will take time off.
Yeah, exactly. I will use my annual leave if I get to come down there and just go in the background and...
Yeah.
That's it. I'm fine with that. Or just shoot me with a squib. That's your dream. Dylan just ejaculated, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what this fucking movie needs. Is non-digital squibs. Actual fireworks squibs under people's shirts. Squibs.
Oh, man, I love me a good squib.
Because I rewatched RoboCop the other day, and I'm just like, this is 1987.
It's fucking phenomenal, dude.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Not only that, in the first, 10 minutes, and you see that much, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like Squib City.
He just gets blown up. Yeah, he literally lands on a model of a city. So
exactly.
Squib City.
Squib City, bitches.
Yeah. So, and if someone gets a squib on the dick too, like anyway.
Exactly. It's amazing. So
gone are the days of actual squibs. But I swear there's something in the back of my mind that tells me that I saw something recently that's a fairly new production that actually had a squib in it, but I cannot for the life of me think of what it was.
Well, let's like, you know, acknowledge the fact that there are films who still use practical effects that
but it's very rare to see an actual blood packet, you know?
I'm sure directors fucking love it nowadays where they can say something in production and somebody goes, yep, all right, there you go.
Yeah, and it's done.
And they're like, oh, that's so much better. It's not.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not. Even if it doesn't look amazing on screen,
isn't
exactly.
Good. Yeah.
And even if it doesn't look amazing in that first vision of it in editing, it's better because we know it happened.
Yeah,
like that's
and they react to it as well. Like this is one thing. Whenever for example, prime example of a really horrible use of fake squibs is The Expendables 3.
Yes,
that film was obviously toned down for violence, and Sylvester Stallone has openly said many times that he deeply regrets toning that movie down for a PG rating.
Yes,
because the first two, especially the second one, was ultra violent. Whether they had real squibs, I doubt it.
Yeah,
but I remember there's just some scenes where it's in broad daylight, people are getting shot, and they're doing, you know, the movements of being shot, and the fake blood, it just goes nowhere.
Exactly.
It goes up into the air, then leaves. You know, it's just like, that should be going everywhere for starters.
Did you know that the chemical molecules in blood actually don't allow gravity to affect it?
Oh, yeah.
It's essentially...
Not only that, they become translucent and just disappear.
That's why they call blood the helium of the body.
That's right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
we're held down by our bones.
Exactly. It's holding us in, ladies and gentlemen. If we lose our skin, we will float away. Okay? It's science. Look it up.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Squibs.
Squibs.
Oh, dark noise.
Yeah. So dark noise is on its way.
And it makes me want to Google it and find out all of this stuff and try and make some contact with Clara Chong.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Okay.
When we talk about Australian film, and we always say, like, every single Australian film that we've seen is, like, set in the outback.
Yes.
Hopefully this... Fair enough, they may go bushwalking or whatever.
I was going to say,
stumble across it.
I'm like, she's out listening for frogs in the forest and then finds a cocaine farm, which isn't going to be in the city.
No, this is going to be yet another film in Australia, but I'm hopeful the fact that it's going to be good.
Right. What's that one? Storm Warning. Have you seen Storm Warning?
No, I don't think so.
Australian horror film from like 2005 or 6, I believe. Absolutely brutal, violent, but it was set in a coastal town and had more to do with the ocean and being close to the ocean.
That's cool.
Outback, and it was cool, man. Yeah. There was so much fucking practical blood.
So it's either
so good.
So it's Australian. So it's either in the deep outback or it's in the fucking ocean, like where surfers are.
Well, there's 3 options. You've got your bush ranging films that are set in the bush. You've got your desert films where people can't get out to normal society, or you've got the ones based in the water where a shark's gonna fucking eat you.
Yeah, that's right.
Welcome to Australia.
Why can't they just do a happy medium between where, like, they're just getting attacked by redback spiders or something? Like,
exactly, just in a suburban backyard.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I wouldn't watch it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Did we have some more news? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay.
Yeah, you say this.
Yeah. All right. I'll jump on it quickly. Anyway, it's back, baby. It is back. Okay. After 14 long years, Big Brother is back in Denmark.
It's also back here as well, right?
It never left. Well, it did leave here. Sorry, my apologies. But no, I know. But this article popped up and I was scraping the barrel at the time. And I just found it and was like, why is there an article about Danish Big Brother being back? Oh, it's been 14 years. It's Denmark. Why am I seeing an article about this? And I found the article and there's an actual article. So, hey, you better believe it.
For all our Denmarkian fans out there, be excited because Big Brother, if you care about that, I don't, is back.
Dylan, they're called Danish people.
Denmarkians is what I shall refer them to as.
Yes, that is your new name. Change your laws and everything.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Now, did you click the link to the next one about the blackout?
I have now, but I left these last few ones for you. I really wanted to see what your take on all of these things were. Now, as you said, a sci-fi thriller, The Blackout.
Yes.
Is now, in
this
the
one,
list.
this one more captured my intrigue because of the distribution deal which it has received. Okay. And I'm not sure how much is to do with the pandemic and the scheduling conflicts and stuff, and how much we're scraping the barrel for entertainment or things to fill the theaters for the rest of the year because so much has been pushed back. But I looked up this film, The Blackout, and it is a Russian sci-fi thriller, and the concept alone has made me go, fuck, that sounds amazing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the concept for this film is very simple. There's a small Eastern European town, I assume in Russia because it's a Russian film, but there's a blackout, and the blackout only covers all of the world except this one town.
Okay.
And there is no power in the rest of the world. So where they are, they have an army base. And from that army base, they go, well, I mean, we've got to explore the black, right? I mean, just see what's going on out in the rest of the world.
So it's almost like The Mist in the way where they have to then
a degree,
go out.
Exactly. Yeah. And they go out to explore the rest of the world and see what's going on in the parts of the world that are blacked out. And I don't know what happens, but they say what they find isn't exactly what it seems, and there's something going on out there that's, sci-fi thrillery.
Yeah, right. Well, it looks like it did come out in November last year. It was released in Russia.
Yes. Yeah, that's all it was released at.
That's correct.
To start with.
And the budget was 300 million ruble.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like $28.
Funny.
Yeah. $28 and some change. I'm not sure what the currency conversion is, but the fact that this film, though, dude, it's international resurgence, and I still credit Parasite with this forefront of these international films coming to other shores,
getting wider awareness.
Exactly,
for
and
people like us. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why it caught my attention because the headline being over 90 countries have now picked up the distribution of this.
Yeah,
I'm like, Fuck yeah, absolutely.
So when you say distribution has been picked up by other countries, does this mean that we are getting a cinematic release, or is this going to VOD?
I didn't see our... I assume cinematic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Because when the cinemas do starting to kick back in, so much has been pushed back, they've got to fill out the theater somehow with that many, you know?
100% see a film like this in cinemas.
Absolutely, dude.
Because not only that, like, I trust it to be a high quality film.
Exactly,
like, there's nothing
that's right.
to say that just because it's Russian, that it's going to be a low budget piece of crap. Like the actual,
that's right.
Going from what I've Googled, essentially, it seems to have not an overwhelming, but a high level of praise.
Yeah.
Saying that the film is rather good. Some of them are saying, some people are giving it like 2 out of 5, 2 out of 10, and like 3 out of 10.
You still got to remember, in Russia, where this has basically only been shown, this is a film to them. This isn't like a spectacle. This is just a film.
Regular film,
you know?
yeah.
But to the rest of the world...
a browser video game launched, and it was integrated with Google Maps. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, that really would have, especially considering blackouts.
Yeah.
You know? Can you fuck with somebody's town and just be like, on, off, on, off, on, off? You know, but no, I'm very excited for this. I didn't see Australia on the list yet, but they haven't announced it, too many more dates moving forward. But hopefully Australia is one of the few countries that it's got in distribution. Yeah. I assume it has to be cinematic, because if not, why even mention over 90 countries have picked it up? Because we can basically rent anything online now, so you know what I mean?
I mean, if you have Amazon, you can rent it already.
Are you serious?
Yeah, okay, well, actually, hold on. No, that's the American Amazon. Give me 1 second. Exactly. I'll find Amazon.com.
Hey, by the way, Amazon. Now, we've shouted you out many a time. I'm talking directly to you, Mr. Amazon, so please listen. We've shouted you out many a time, and there's one particular documentary I have been dying to watch named Stevie, okay? And I have heard everybody online rambling about how amazing it is, and it is not available in my region. I'm sorry, I'm an Amazon Prime subscriber. You can fuck yourself and give me all of the content you've got. Okay, I don't give a shit about what Australia's laws are.
I'm sure Mr. Amazon will be happy to sell you a VPN to have access to his other regions to make more money.
Motherfucker. No, I'm good, okay? I pay enough for your shit, okay? So please, give me Stevie, because for some reason I can't even watch it illegally in this country. Come on, step it up.
There's a lot of movies that, you know, that are illegal to watch in this country, essentially, that I would love to watch and are hard to find. One example, which I've talked about a million times before on the podcast, is Hellraiser Judgment, the most recent Hellraiser film. It's hard to fucking find.
I know.
I literally, spoiler alert, had to download it because there was nowhere for me to buy it.
That's right.
I couldn't rent it on Apple because it was only America. I couldn't get it anywhere else. It wasn't on any streaming services, and I couldn't find it on any like Xbox Play stores, Google Play Store, anything like that. So I literally had to download it so I could watch it.
That's so fucked, man.
Come on!
It shouldn't be that way.
No.
I just looked on my Amazon account and it's not there for us yet.
It's not there, no. So
it might just be in America at the moment because, hey, it might have been picked up for an online rental and stuff. But the way they were talking 90 countries have picked it up, I assume for cinematic distribution because it's already been so small.
Yeah.
You know? So why not? And if this does come to Australian theatres, with the way that the theatres are going to look when they come back and the little amount of content they're going to have, I'm all about it, dude. So I would love to go and see this.
Going off the Googling, essentially, it looks like I guess, I'm not sure whether it's the Russian name for it, but it seems to be the English name for it is called The Blackout Invasion Earth.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I've been able to find it.
There is an original Russian name for it that was called Oven Post.
Yeah, Outpost, essentially, is the translation to that.
But I assume with that friggin' American war film that we spoke about in Trailer Park last week, The Outpost, probably want to change that. But the Blackout's catchy enough, and I'm hoping to be able to see this because it looks like a hella good time, man.
Yeah, it does look like a hell of a good time.
Honestly, man, they've done well with the Russian names for the cast list. Oleg, Yuriy, Olga, Alonia, Marina, Zanaya.
So Russian.
Id.
Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, check out the trailer for yourself, have a look, and I'm keen, man. I'm keen. I'm hoping we pick up distribution.
Cool. Next one on the list is a topic that you discussed last week.
No, I think it was the week before, man.
Possibly the week. Yeah, it definitely was the week before.
Yes.
About a little-known film called The Wretched, which made #1 film in America.
Yeah, it was for weeks.
While everything was closed, essentially.
Yes, exactly.
And it's now past the $1 million mark. And I would like to believe that it's not just because it's the only thing to see, it's because it's also a good film.
Exactly. It's holding up with mediocre reviews. But that's right. The Wretched, the little film that could... has passed $1 million, which is insane for a film that basically was the only option for people. So they had to pick it because otherwise it was re-watching like Vin Diesel and Bloodshot and shit like that.
That film must have stayed in cinemas way longer than it should have, hey, just because it was the only thing that was coming out.
Yeah, exactly. But as we've discussed previously, that the drive-ins were the only thing that have opened, and now they're slowly opening more in America. Yeah. The Wretched remains steady in its earnings and has now passed $1 million at the box office, which is insane for a drive-in exclusive film, basically.
Yeah, right.
You know?
So $1 million worth of people drove to the drive-in to see this film.
Well, to give you a landscape of what the box office looks like now because of how little is open at the moment, most recently this week just gone, the new film with Kevin James as the Nazi Becky.
I was about to discuss that, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that one was number one at the box office across America with $178,000.
It's the only film out that's new. That's not The Wretched, and everybody's already seen The Wretched, apparently, which is awesome.
That's exactly right. But, I mean, when you consider a normal winner at the box office over a regular weekend in the year makes about $4.5 million.
Yeah.
You know, that's ridiculous and shows you just how few things are open. But you wanted to speak about Becky?
Yeah, so Becky, the film now that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was in Trailer Park, which is starring Lulu Wilson and Kevin James, how Kevin James plays a real horrible Nazi son of a bitch. Is this the right time for this film to be coming out?
Why the fuck not?
Well,
I know exactly what you're getting at. I'm not going to
mention it, but at the same time, it's just like, I hope he gets his comeuppance because,
But also, I mean, do we want to point out the fact that none of the main characters who are defending themselves are African American? I mean,
yes, they are. There's one.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, the wife. Remember?
Oh, right, she is too. Yeah, she's going to get it.
Yeah, she's
going to get it.
Do you reckon that was like last minute rewrites to be like, hey, we need to change this?
Last minute rewrites? The film was already done.
Hey, didn't stop cats.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, that's true. Send out an edited version where all of, we don't need to get into that. But
yeah, I do want to see Becky.
Oh yeah, I still do.
Because it's
getting mixed
bananas.
Reviews, but we don't know if that's because of the times though.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, but so is also The Wretched is also getting mixed reviews.
That's
and
right.
I also want to see that because it's a horror for starters.
And let's be honest as well, even when all the theaters were open, I mean, there were films that crushed it at the box office for a weekend and were absolutely woeful and shit. So we can't really take mixed reviews as a bad thing. That's for sure. But
and also as well, like everything, anybody's review of anything is completely subjective to that human being's experience. So whether you see mixed reviews, that means somebody did and somebody didn't like it.
That's right.
Go experience it for yourself. If it sounds intriguing, just watch it.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. But in America, just to go back onto the numbers for a second, at the moment there's a total of around 554 theaters that are open out of 5,400 in the country.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It sounds like a lot, but 243 of them are drive-ins. So that shows you what The Wretched was working with, just the drive-ins.
So
but now there's a couple of hundred of actual theaters who have started to reopen.
So going from that statistic, that means America has a pretty high number of drive-in cinemas.
Yeah, 243. That's pretty damn good, man. Well,
in Australia, I can literally only think of one.
No. Well, that's right. Yeah. Well, and fortunately for us, it's only half an hour 40 away, which is awesome if we want to do that.
Not for me.
Really? It's down the highway, dude.
Yep. Yeah, it's quick for me.
Oh, sorry. You mean in the good way. I was like, dude, it's closer. What the fuck?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
No, exactly. That's right. But it doesn't take much for me to get to the highway. But either way, 243, and I guarantee you probably about 190 of those are down south.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Alabama alone has 94 of them. So that's just a little southern humor for you American listeners. Thanks for tuning in.
The last thing on the
we know nothing about your country.
The last thing on the list of news that you had here is I've got no idea. So this is another topic which you're gonna have to explain to me.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, okay, so more or less, we don't talk music much on the song.
Yeah, awesome.
And that's why we don't talk music much on the podcast. That's why we don't say Pop Culture Podcast, because we don't cover music. So we are a film, TV, and gaming podcast. But every now and then there's a sprinkling of music news when we're scraping the barrel.
Yep.
So what happened is, anyway, have you heard the song Jeremy by Pearl Jam?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I love it, personally. Yep. I'm a big Pearl Jam fan, so I adore that song. Now, 28 years later, they have finally been allowed to, I guess, release the uncensored version of the film clip. Jeremy. Now, do you remember what the concept of the song is?
Nope. I'm trying to think. Like, I definitely have heard it, and I am a fan of Pearl Jam as well.
Jeremy spoken.
Yeah. I'm just trying to. I don't think I've ever actually understood the lyrics because I don't think I've ever actually sat down and listened to it like as a tune. I think I've only ever heard it on the radio.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember what exact school shootings they were referring to, but essentially it's about school shootings and a kid coming into class with a gun and killing himself, not shooting up the school, but. This was in 1992 when there was already a song devoted to like, can we please pay attention to these children and give them the time that they need because they're killing themselves and killing their classmates? Yeah. That was in 92. Okay, it's more prevalent than ever now. And they finally, because it was Gun Awareness Day or some shit in America this week, they finally were
hey, everybody be aware that I have guns.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Gun Awareness Day. I got one. Pew, pew. That's exactly what they did. And everyone's like, you don't get it. Stop. Yeah. Stop it. Put them down. But they released the uncensored version and I watched it. And the only difference is that in the 1992 version, which won the VMA Music Video Award for Best Music Video for the year, you don't the suicide in front of the class is implied. There's kids in shock with like some blood splatter on them and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
In this one, you get to see him put the gun in his mouth. He doesn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, okay.
But that's all it was. But after 28 years, they could finally use that bit of footage where his arm stopped here in the original, and now you see it go.
And now it makes news. And the weird thing is, like, I've seen
news because it's the light week.
I've seen I've seen heaps of other music videos that have that exact same concept. Essentially, one of the that comes to mind is a song by Megadeth called 99 Ways to Die.
Oh, okay.
And there is scenes in that where people are holding guns to their own heads. Like one of their songs from I think
But did they have a child doing it?
I don't know.
No, anyway, I know.
Like, it wasn't off the album Euthanasia, sorry, but it was around there was another song called Train of Consequences, I think it was.
Okay.
Or no, sorry, it was off that album called Euthanasia from the early 90s.
Yeah.
Which is the song, the album Euthanasia spelt with the word youth at the beginning of it.
Ooh.
Had those tones of about, being self-aware and suicide and whatever else. One of their songs called A Tout le Monde, which was a radio hit essentially. People freaked out because the chorus essentially says like, I have to leave now. And people thought that had like suicidal tendencies, essentially.
This guy.
And the guy was like, well, yeah, but no, like get over it. Like it's fine.
That's exactly
we've talked about like Holy War's their biggest hit. Essentially is all about, people fighting and killing each other over religion. And this shit has been going on since the dawn of humans.
No, that's exactly
right. Up until today.
It's just sad that basically like Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder, they had this song about school shootings in 1992. And it was an issue then.
The original crazy, Doom game from 1993, this is the whole reason that games have ratings now. It was Mortal Kombat and Doom because they were like the early 3D sort of visual video games that included violence, essentially.
Yeah.
The Columbine shootings.
Yes.
That parents of the early 1990s blamed that on Doom because the kid who shot up that school, him and his mate, I'm pretty sure it was the Columbine shootings. Yeah. They said this is going to be just like Doom. They used to make their own custom maps, and they had a custom map on their computer, the same layout. School? That was the school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like this shit's been going. Now we're getting political. This shit has been going on for a long fucking time, and with everything happening right now, with if you listen to this in the future, it's June of 2020. And
Google it.
Yeah, there's a shitload of protests happening. Everybody's gotten to the boiling point, and they're fucking sick of it.
Yeah.
How the fuck has this not happened until now?
No, that's exactly right.
For starters.
Yeah, I know.
And it's good to see that something is finally fucking happening.
Well, it's got to still happen.
Whether it'll actually change, I have no idea. But
people are rightfully demanding change, but whether or not it actually happens, I mean, that's up for the world to decide, honestly.
That's right. And it's also up to the general public to change their perception as well. But with
everybody. Yeah. Every fucking body that's not...
Yeah. With this video being like, 28 years later, and now it's unveiling the extra 2 seconds of footage. Like, the only reason that this is getting anywhere is because this band is popular.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, man. It's Pearl Jam. I mean...
You got that tattoo.
Head on over to YouTube. You can see Pearl Jam's logo right now on my nipple hair.
Yeah.
But...
I just like music in general.
Music is close to his heart. Pearl Jam's close to mine.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think that'll wrap news up on a very sad note.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk about some... coming at you fresh, coming from afar. It's 2C3 pod, watching shit at home. Hey, yeah, there's a new soundbite for you.
It is. What have you watched, Mitchell?
Well, as we mentioned not that long ago, you brought up Australian writer-director Abe Forsyth.
Okay, not that long ago at all.
Not that long ago at all. But since we're segueing into it beautifully 40 minutes later, here we are with Little Monsters. Now, the Australian film, which honestly I didn't realize it was when we did Trailer Park for this back in October, September last year. I did not realize it was a Trailer Park at all, but here we are.
You didn't realize it was an Australian film?
I didn't realize it was an Australian film when we got there, because also Josh Gad is a star in this as well. Josh Gad being from
American,
Frozen.
Isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, he's a Yank, and he plays a kiddie entertainer coming over to Australia to do an international tour.
So you've just answered
Teddy
the question.
McGiggle.
You've just answered the question that I was about to ask.
Yes.
Is, like, as you say, it's an Australian production. Is it set in Australia? And are there Australian actors with Australian accents?
Everybody except Josh Gad and the US military that gets involved, because where they are in remote Australia, I don't think they specifically said what state or whatever they were in, but where they are essentially, Dave, the main Australian character, and the teacher, her name is Lupita Nyong. Yep. She plays Miss Caroline. They go with their little kids from the school to a school excursion to Pleasant Farm, I believe it's called, and it's just in the outback. But right down the road is an American army base that's all sealed off, and they own that land. Anyway, they're housing zombies in there. And
that's cool.
There's a zombie outbreak, and all of a sudden, everybody in that Pleasant Farm, except the two adults and Mr. Giggles, or whatever his name is, Teddy McGiggle, outside of those 3 adults and the 10 school kids they've got, everybody else is a fucking zombie, and they are trapped in the middle.
That's cool.
That's it. And they've just taken over the farm, and because they know that they're in there, the zombies just won't stop. They're just there. So there's no escape for them, you know?
Australia has had some great zombie films.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. But, so basically the plot is the American army base is going to bomb that and just shut it all down because they've secured the area so no public can get in there. Yeah. So they're just going to bomb where the zombies are hoarded around the souvenir stand, not really questioning why they're hoarding around that one building. Yeah. But that's the plan, and they've got to escape. They don't know that they're going to get bombed on, but they've got to get out with all the kids.
All right, I'm going to watch that tomorrow because that sounds fucking awesome. I'd like to consider that a prequel to the film Cargo that I talked about a little while ago.
Right. Yes.
Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't, but I know which one.
It's definitely not one to race to go see, but I definitely rate it. But that does sound very intriguing. And I remember the thing that interests me most from Trailer Park, if I remember correctly, is the lead actress and her role as like as you mentioned, she's basically guiding kindergartners or very young kids.
They are in kindergarten.
Kindergartners, through a zombie outbreak, essentially.
That's exactly
right. That's exciting. That concept is exciting.
Exactly. It's her and the other main character, Alexander England, Aussie dude named Dave. It's her and those two sensibly doing it, where you find out Teddy McGiggle is actually an alcoholic sex addict.
Ooh,
exactly. And he's the one who's like with the kiddies and that. And it's like, as in, I'm not going to spoil like how it ends up or anything like that. But Teddy McGiggle, Josh Gad, he plays the family friendly, blah, 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 Mr. Hey, kids, all that. Yeah. And he has a song for bad word, don't say a bad word, something like that. And he says fuck to the teacher when they're trapped in there or something like that. And all the kids are like, bad word. And he goes, fuck you, you little cunts, like to their face, like screaming in these 5-year-olds' faces. And I'm like, that's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah. No, and it's a really good film. Now that I know that he's doing the RoboCop Returns film, it was a nice look into his directing style and that. I've got no complaints there. He wrote and directed it. Interesting concept, played along well. Ending is a little bit like, okay, I mean, there's a lot more that needs to be done here than this one moment, but fair enough. Yeah, there's a lot untold about the result of everything that happened there.
So it doesn't leave you to the kind of ending that leaves you asking questions. It's more just, you should have wrapped it up.
It's a satisfying ending for the characters involved, but when you then think about, okay, there's another 150 zombies out there right now that they all just died, but we're having a happy ending right now kind of thing, and it's kind of like, uncomfortable. I mean, there were other kids. Yeah. I'll just say they're not the only excursion there.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So in that regard, but you can't really do much with that. That wouldn't be depressing as fuck at the end. So but it's a good watch. Little Monsters. It's available on Amazon, as you said, right now. I saw it today, also, if you have Foxtel, it's in the Foxtel Premiere movie store for free. Like if you have Foxtel. So it's there.
Cool. Very good.
Yeah. Get on it.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching that tomorrow. But one I got to watch today is one that's been circulating my mind for a number of years now. And
sorry, one more thing.
Yep.
I hope you like Taylor Swift. That's all.
Okay, cool. Anyway,
yes.
What was I saying? Yeah,
what film you watched?
The film that I watched today is one that's been in the back of my mind for a while. And I finally got the chance to see it because I was going to watch Little Monsters, and right next to it on my Amazon recommendations list, essentially, they must have heard me think about this for a while.
Oh, God.
So this is a film... why are you so excited?
I'm just waiting to type it so I can look it up.
Oh, okay. So this film was released in 1997.
Are you being serious?
Yep.
Wow, you watched an oldie.
Cube.
Cube. Oh, Cube.
Yeah.
Who is in that? Is that Nick Cage?
No.
No? Is that John Travolta?
No, nobody big named like that.
Oh. So is it Ice?
What? Ice Cube?
Is it the funny?
It kind of almost went over my head and I got stuck.
Yeah, well, you said it. Ice Cube?
Anyway, Cube is a suspenseful psychological thriller where it's basically telling the story of individuals with very unique backgrounds. They each wake up and they each serve a certain purpose in a puzzle maze-like prison called the Cube, which is what they refer it to as.
Okay.
As they trek from room to room trying to avoid deadly traps, they have to sort of discover and put the pieces together to figure out a way out of this big, massive cube structure that they're in. There's no telling as to who made it or why it's there. There's none of that, and they don't reveal that. Which is cool. But essentially, as they slowly move towards throughout the maze, their hunger sort of picks up. They start to get dehydrated. They have a slow descent into madness and the distrust. And it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I will say, for a 1998 film that's basically gone down in history as a cult classic now because it didn't perform too well in the beginning, and produced by Lionsgate.
Nice. That would have been early days for them.
Yeah, definitely very early days. It didn't succeed too well when it first released. As I said, it's gone down as a cult classic, and I understand why. It's a very, very unique and strange film.
Yeah.
It's almost... I watched a video about it today after I watched it because I was so intrigued, I had to Google it, where they explained this is kind of like a science fiction futuristic Saw before Saw ever came about.
I was going to say, I was getting vibes of that, and that was 5 years before Saw.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So the budget, $350 million. Its box office finally was $9 million.
That's not correct. There is no way that film was $350 million.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Dude.
No, 350,000.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm realize your mistake here, dude, because fucking Extraction on Netflix cost $250.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. So very small budget film, essentially. It didn't have big names in it. And almost...
No, that is very indie.
Almost seems as if that every single room, as I said, the film's called Cube, and every set is in a cube-like room where
that was Canadian dollars as well, so that's like $6 maple syrup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
So, and it almost seems like they used the one room for every set. They just changed the colouring, and they totally could have. And that's probably how they got...
That's the very first trivia fact that's on IMDb.
Right,
the set contained just one cube changed to different colours by means of gel panels.
Well, there you go. So I watched the film and I assumed
and you were
that.
like, okay, they've just... Yeah.
But in saying that too, it doesn't take away from the film. Sometimes when you see films reuse set pieces, you think
that's ingenious, man.
Yeah.
That's a $350,000 budget on a film that, yes, you said $9 million, am I mistaken?
Yeah.
$9 million. That's a monster profit.
Yes, a moderate success. But
that's a monster profit.
But the initial reception to this wasn't so good. But I think it's because it's the kind of film that doesn't answer any real questions.
No.
There is that transition from people being who they originally are to really unlocking their true selves, essentially, and as they unravel and unwind and become a bit more vicious and a bit more selfish and a bit more self-aware, essentially, as they try and guide their way through this maze-like structure. I don't want to give away any secrets towards the ending of the film but I will say that, as I mentioned earlier, there is no reveal as to what the cube is, why it exists, how it got there, and what its purpose is. The entire story is told from start to finish when these characters meet, and at the end
Is it in time? Like 90 minutes?
No, no, because there's a section where they sleep.
Okay,
so it's not a journey from start to finish in a 2 hour
90 minutes of actual time. It's spread out like a regular film. Yeah.
There was two films after this called Cube 2, which was a sequel, and Cube 0, which was a prequel.
I was gonna say, are you gonna line up to watch this the sequels?
I tried. So the prequel Cube Zero, you can watch it for free on YouTube.
Oh, that's not good.
I got it 30 minutes in.
And
the reason that it sucked is because it's just giving away everything.
Oh.
Like the film...
Wait, it's giving away why the Cube existed and who's doing it kind of thing?
So small spoiler alert for Cube Zero, the prequel. Is that the film begins with these people who are watching cameras or essentially working... Well, essentially they're working, but they're watching cameras of people inside the cube. So it's the perspective of people outside. It's like...
Oh.
The mystery about Cube 1 is this aliens? Is this in the future? Or is this a man-made structure?
Why are they in this cube?
Yeah. But then Cube Zero is like, hey, there's these other people. And I got half an hour in and I was like, I want to keep the intrigue.
They tried to make a film out of something that was a spectacle.
Yeah. I wanted to keep the intrigue, so I stopped. But I do want to watch number 2.
Because it is Cube 2. Hypercube. I love that.
Yeah. So, as I said, number 1 was very niche, very unique, very great. I got sucked into it. And there are moments of tension in this film which really had your arsehole sucked into your guts because you were just on edge, unexpectedly, not really sure what's going to happen with each encounter when they enter these new rooms. So the reason I wanted to watch this initially, though, the reason I found out about it is that one of the main characters, played by Maurice Dean Wint, I've only ever seen him in a very, very, very low budget, cheap RoboCop mini-series spin-off.
Okay.
And he was like one of the best things in that series.
Yeah.
And I found out this is like the biggest film he's ever done. And he's great in it.
Bugger.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because like such great actors do such shit things.
Of course.
But if you're intrigued in very low cost but intense psychological thrillers about paranoia and disillusion, Cube is one to watch. I reckon you would really enjoy this.
I was about to say, I talked you into Little Monsters. You've talked me into Cube, man.
Yeah.
And I've got Amazon and I'll be jumping on that straight away.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
No, that really has spoken into me. But just briefly back to mine for 1 second.
Yep.
I saw an Australian film that I enjoyed.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. I completely blanked about that.
Because we always talk about how much they're not that great.
Exactly. That's right. And we haven't had one in theaters. This should have gone to theaters. I would have watched it and it was great. Lived up to the hype. But Cube, yes, I will be getting on that 1000%, man. It sounds intriguing as hell.
Australian films don't get Australian cinematic releases unless they have Sam Neill in them?
Oh, no, they do. Remember? Army Wives?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking that was the last arsehole pass before everything shut down.
Yeah, and I didn't see that.
Oh, fuck no. Not a chance. I'm not saying that.
But yeah, apparently with the Cube, it's owned and distributed by Lionsgate, and there has been speculation of a remake.
Okay.
So,
why not? You've got the technology today and can actually put a budget behind it.
Yeah.
Even though you don't need a budget.
And with the pristine kind of film that Cube 1 is, I think it kind of gets away with this being its own thing. I think if more people saw this, it would have a better reception and it probably wouldn't need a remake,
on
honestly.
IMDb, it's sitting there with a 7.2.
Yeah.
Like, that's good for a thriller.
And
like,
I think the shitty reviews come from people who just didn't understand it, or they were going into it as a slasher horror, which it isn't.
Exactly.
It is violent. I will say there is some decent gore in it.
Nice.
Cube Zero, the prequel.
Yeah, the YouTube special.
Yeah, it starts out with a very grotesque, very violent scene, and I'm like, that kind of takes away some of the taste.
Yeah.
You know how
immediately,
Yeah, you know, like,
I
like violence when it's meaningful.
Yeah, exactly. Don't throw me into that just to be like, look what we can do.
Yeah.
Gear up, you know?
That's right. Yeah. So Cube 1, definitely
Maybe we need
recommend
to start
it.
our podcast videos on YouTube like that.
Maybe we should.
Just like, blood and gore. We'll do squibs.
Yes! Oh, wouldn't that be great? But yeah, have you watched anything else?
Nah, man.
Oh, I did watch one other thing I will very, very briefly mention. Yeah. Anybody who's interested in 13 Reasons Why, that TV series on Netflix, season 4 is out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, you mentioned this off air and I was like, where was the trailer?
Yeah,
like,
we
would have reviewed
first.
that. Yeah. I mean, breaking news. Yeah. If you scroll to the bottom of Netflix and then hit your search bar, like,
it'll be there. So I've watched the first 2 episodes. Yeah. It's obviously not far into it enough to really give
How many broomsticks?
None.
Oh,
thankfully.
Okay.
This far
right.
in, yeah.
There's
But
hope.
as I said, I'm only the first 2 episodes, so we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
But so far,
they only just got to the hardware store.
Yeah, so they've only just rocked up.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It seems to follow the same sort of beaten path of the previous ones, where everybody's upset. Clay, the main character, is losing his fucking mind, so it's heading in a direction that I think I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to live up to the first season, which was really fucking good.
So by the end of this season, there will then be 52 reasons why.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Well, I assume. if they go by episodes. But anyway, I think that's been our show.
That has been our show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody for tuning into this Wednesday episode. You can certainly find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All just search 2C3 Pod there.
Exactly. Or wherever you're listening to us or watching us, thank you for your continued support. We are everywhere podcasts are. Just search 2C3 Pod. Or, as our cliche slogan says, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube. Big Summer Blowout.
As we said at the beginning of the show as well, you can support the show if you would very much be inclined to do so over at tpublic.com and or redbubble.com. We have a bit of merchandise over there, all brand new design. So TeePublic, though, I will say maybe not yet because I ordered stuff ages ago and it's taking a long time to get here.
Friggin' scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. But if you do want to support us quick as a flash, patreon.com. We have 3 affordable tiers. Each tier gives you automatic entry into any giveaways that we have at any point in time and also gives you a TCT Pack exclusive sticker delivered to your door if you give us your fucking addresses.
How many episodes a week do they get early?
Oh, they get 2 episodes. Two, both episodes. So you get Wednesday's episode as soon as it's done, and Friday's episode as soon as it's done. You get an exclusive link to have access to that as soon as they are ready, so you don't have to wait for their releases.
Not only that, we've got some lucky devils we need to shout out very quickly.
Yes, we do.
We have our producer, Jonathan Best. Thank you for your support. Hero LS Reddit, and of course, our bloody legends, Courtney Harrison, Marshall Mathers. We appreciate you so fucking much.
But most importantly, please email us back your addresses because we have stickers which they're for you. I was going to say they're free, but they cost $1.
Help me to help you. Help me to help you. Help me to help you. Come on, please,
That's
Jonathan.
Right, of course.
Jesus,
for any
hit us
business
up,
inquiries, though.
We have an email address, of course, two'scompany, threesapodcast@gmail.com. All one big fat word. And we also have PayPal attached to that, of course. 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1 million. Whatever you feel necessary, all of that comes straight back into this. Help us retire early.
I know Two's Company, Three's a Podcast is a mouthful, but that was made before we thought of 2C3 Pod.
No, that's exactly right. So, if you head back to episode, I think, 3 or 4, you will hear Dylan say, oh, we have a Twitter too. It's 2 and then the letter C and then there's a 3 and pod, because that's all that I could think of. And we were like, that's stupid, you fucking idiot. That's a mouthful. And now it's our slogan. Yeah. Now it's our fucking short name.
Just running
now
with
it's all of our ats.
It's
2C3 Pod. It's simple.
It's easy.
We should have realised.
Yeah, anyway, too late now. But anyway, we do have new podcasts, 2 podcast episodes every week, every Wednesday, which you've just listened to, and every Friday, of course. Wednesdays being news and reviews. Fridays being Blast from the Past, Yassel Pass, Trailer Park. But right now, it's Big Fat Trailer Park.
Oh, it's fucking huge, honestly. Yeah. Man, Betty Sue, my cousin wife, is going to be stoked with this week. That's for sure.
Yeah,
but not only that, we do have YouTube, of course. Now, unfortunately, I had some issues with the editing this week, so there wasn't 2 episodes last week. But you know what that means? You're going to get 4 this week, you lucky bastards.
4 episodes.
Yeah, there is hundreds of fucking hours of content on there, so please go over there. Just literally go through, watch for a few seconds, next one, watch for a few seconds, next one, and then just...
Or just watch the lot, put them all in a playlist and just let them
go. Yeah, I auto-played when I was at work the other night.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We got a solid, 4 episodes done.
That's awesome, yeah. If you're into Twitch gaming of any kind like that, live streaming, of course, of things of that nature, twitch.tv/Dylan2C3 Pod, currently playing through some old school games. I'm not sure if you saw.
Silent Hill, man.
I've got the original PlayStation 1 hooked up to it, so I've been streaming that as well as some old, and not only that, just old school games in general.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I've been getting into that, of course, but occasionally you'll stream.
Dude,
is that still a thing, or should I take this off or keep it on?
Take it off. I'll shout out when I'm going to do it. But yeah, twitch.tv/Mitchell_TCTP.
If you want to give us both a follow anyway and watch us whenever we want, links are down below. Just give us a follow there.
Just be nice people. Yeah. That's all we ask for.
Not only that, but thank you, all those nice people, for tuning in. My name is Dylan, and as always, with my co-host,
Mitchell. And do not forget, we are Two's Company, but you are the podcast. Spirit fingers.
Also, what did you say? Spirit fingers.
Yeah. Okay. These aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. Surely you've seen Brigadon.
Yeah, not for a long time.
Oh my god, greatest fucking cheerleading movie ever.
Yeah.
Not much competition.
As much as I fucking hate Kirsten Dunst,
Yeah.
I like her in everything I've seen her in, which is weird.
That
I
movie
just don't like her face.
That movie, yeah, no, I get it's the baby tooth. It's
Yeah.
like looks like baby tooth, but yeah, no, that movie's fantastic. Just for spawning in not another teen movie, where they have the cliche cheerleader scene, and they're like, "We don't steal your cheers," and it's all white chicks. We ain't white. We ain't white. We definitely ain't white. We're black motherfuckers. Fuck it down now, and it's all these white chicks. It's just fucking great.
Hilarious. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in to the very end of the episode. We always have trivia as we do normally. It is my week, my day, to read you a question, which you may or may not get.
Oh, this is intriguing. But one thing beforehand, we are still doing the Godslayer challenge or whatever you want to call it as a consequence.
Yep.
But we've bumped that to the end of Fridays for both of us. So we both have to do it, or one of us has to do it, or none of us. But stick around on Friday at the end for that.
For sure. Now, I think whether you've seen this film or not, ladies and gentlemen, I think you would understand this reference just because we've heard about it since the internet, since this film came out.
I'm very curious.
So if you get this wrong, you'll be taking a double dip of that.
Oh, are you serious?
Okay.
Man, put me on the fucking spot.
In the film, This Is Spinal Tap.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What does the amplifier famously go to?
Oh, 11.
11.
Yes. Oh man, I'm now one away from you.
But the question also continues.
Oh,
one better than other bands' amplifiers.
Oh. That's fantastic. But yes, no, I got it right. So now I'm one behind Dylan. Let's see if it can keep pushing out that lead, or I'm clawing back. But I don't have to have the sauce on Friday.
No, you don't.
So you might be doing it alone, or none of us. Stick around.
Hey, thanks for checking out that video of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast. We really appreciate it. Wasn't it really something? Why don't you drop a comment down below while you're still here on what you thought about that video. And once you're done, go check out the next video. Feel free to hit subscribe as well. I think it'll be a really good investment for your future.